Hi everyone. So welcome back to this week BoredIn Live Space. As you hear, I'm losing my voice, so please don't mind. I'm so grateful this week we do having a grateful team, and also we have our favorite creators. West Coast is also here, and also of course our co-founder Amity Holders is here, and include me as well. So thank you for coming and joining our BoredIn's Live Space again. So before we start, let's we introduce yourselves one by one, and how about Saffron Gratefuls, and then we start and pass the mic to Tino, and then it's a Wasco.
GM guys, I'm so happy to be here. You also been so consistent. I love to see it. I'm Grateful Ape. I joined the space early 2021. I've been through the crazy bull market, crazy bear market, and now hopefully we are back into the bull. I started with Tino and Beast Grateful Show back in 2022. I think it was 24th February 2022, and we've been hosting Twitter Spaces since then. We basically hosted to support artists, builders, creators in this space. We of course focus a lot on made by apes, building IP. That's what we really love. And to support and empower other builders in this space. And because we talk to so many IP builders, me and Tino, we decided to actually collab and build a chocolate brand together. So I think that's amazing part of being in this community, to be able to collab with other people, right? And we have Grateful Ape and Infitorium chocolate. We just Tino, you can share it later, right? What we did, but we rebranded the chocolate. We have like really premium packaging with a top-notch chocolate. Tino will tell you definitely more. And we have also one more thing that we are dropping together. Also, Tino will share more because he's behind it. And it's so good because we all have different like backgrounds, and we can work together. Everyone has different like skill set, and I absolutely love it. So yeah, love Web3, minted my ape, was early in all these NFTs, didn't sell many. So yeah, I don't know if it's good or bad, but I'm having such a great time here.
Awesome. And Tino, would you like to introduce yourself?
GM fam, so excited to be here. You guys are amazing. What you are doing for the space, it's amazing. And so my name is Tino, or Tino Forbidden. I've been in this space for some time, and I've been an entrepreneur basically for the past 15-20 years. I run several businesses, mainly in streetwear. So I run a pretty well-known streetwear brand over here. It's called Life is Porno. Unfortunately, has nothing to do with pornography. We are a label of artists, and we work a lot with athletes from extreme sports, action sports. And tomorrow is our 12th birthday, so it's been 12 years, and still the brand keeps kind of renewing itself and getting the new audience, the younger audience. So it's really exciting. It keeps me up at night, and also happy to wake up in the morning every single day still. And apart from that, I've been running also some gastronomy events on crazy locations called Forbidden Taste. I wrote a book, Forbidden, which was released in two languages, in Czech and Slovak. I did a crowdfunding campaign for that, which was successful, and quite a lot of stuff that I've done. But my Web3 journey has been also pretty amazing, and I actually found, after all these crazy times in the bull market, I actually realized that rather than trying to kind of catch the next wave and trying to like trade or do something that I'm really not that good at, I decided to rather focus on something where I have the whole infrastructure at, and that's basically building my IP, working with artists, and just kind of connecting dots. And Infitorium is my mutant ape, which I bought after being +1 of Grateful Ape on ApeFest in NYC during NFT NYC. And after I was still rocking my doodle back then, and after I attended the ApeFest, and I was already familiar with quite some apes because we were already running the show. And I said after that, like, fuck, I'm more a mutant than a doodle, so I'm gonna do everything I can switch, and I did. And ever since, it's been a journey, working with the IP, experimenting a lot. As Grateful said, we are doing the chocolate brand together. I'm also doing some stuff with the apparel. So released several editions, did some sellouts, and it's been quite a journey. And I'm super excited about what's happening right now in the space. We had a holder yesterday on our spaces, and listening to all the amazing builders, amazing founders. Also today on the Discord, seeing all the people being really pumped up about building. That's very uncommon. I the energy that's happening, it's just amazing. So this is very shortly about me, and I'll be happy to tell you guys more. But one of my most favorite artists in the space, Roxel, is on the stage with us. So the mic is yours, bro.
Yeah, Mycio.
Thank you, Tino. So yeah, my name is Roxo. I am a muralist / recording artist from Miami, Florida. Me and my wife are the co-founders of Project Roadmap, a collective initiative that creates murals and art experiences for different Web3 companies and now Web2 companies as well. Got into the Web3 space in 2021. Flying a wall in the Discord, creating background derivatives for the Bored Apes. From there, started painting canvases, and from there, doing large-scale murals. Was able to create custom artworks for the founders, collaborate with Yuga Labs for the Fuck It Saturday event, and just create like really cool art experiences. Again, came into the space as an artist, saw the potential of IP, the personal connection of owning your ape and being able to create art on top of it and build a relationship with holders. And I felt like that would trickle to all the other projects and stuff that we're doing more or less the same thing. But it's a beautiful thing, 2021, bull market, bear market. A lot of us are still here. A lot of the creators are still here that are going to be doing a lot of special stuff within the next coming years. So super excited to talk about everything that we have lined up, and just happy to be here. It's an honor to have you guys and to be a part of it.
I immediately had to search my head because Russell was giving me my favorite hat, and I was keep forgetting no, something I have to be just wearing. And definitely very happy to having all of you in the stage. You guys are very difficult to book, so let's start our space. And as usual, we will be starting our community update. And I think all of you today have been the Discord, so it's pretty excited. I think it's the second series about the MBA's workshops, and anybody's listening today.
I couldn't join, unfortunately, because I had a basketball game, and winning is everything. So I had to go there and beat other team, and that's what I did. And
that's what I do for a living.
This is why I say it's so difficult to book you, because each time you was in the basketball game, and finally you'll be in my stage sessions because we switched the time.
I know. I was running quickly to get back home to be able to join you guys. So, but I hope there's
sweaty. Are you still sweaty like hell right now?
Yeah. I'm super happy to see Miami Heat, a new era that Roxel has. So that's amazing. That made my day 100%. Let's go Heat, baby.
Regarding the session back from basketball, I joined. I was listening to it, and even though I'm quite familiar with most of the stuff around IP, we've been building IP with my kids brand with Popple. We talked about together as well at some point. But it's always very interesting to hear some of the nuances and some things that are really just for the NFT space or for the Web3 space. So it was actually very informative for me as well. And I don't know, how do you guys liked it?
I love it. I only able to join the beginning, maybe like a half hour. But there's like a couple of things that still were interesting to even I thought I know about a lot of IP things, but there's just always having a gap between professionals and all the things I know. I appreciate like how the AYC community was very paying attention to try to film the gap to us, and also I'm appreciated the way we try to lead in the communications with between the Pacific world, the products and IP building, and integrate to the NBA builders. And I'm hoping that series can be continuous, and I'm very excited and looking for what is the next guest. Like I think like what they're doing is just amazing. And the second thing we want to update is tomorrow at 6 p.m. It's other size of poker's alpha test. Is it tomorrow or today? I am actually confusing.
I think it's today, right?
Today.
I mean,
Yeah.
Today.
Oh, it's my bad. Yeah, I remember like when I doing this presentation, I was like, oh no, it seems today. So
No,
like,
I know what you did. You're scheming to win the poker. So you're
Yes.
trying to misdirect people to be like, it's tomorrow,
it's tomorrow.
and less competition.
I'm not going to join this game because I'm very bad in pokers, but I'm expect like some winners is coming along with the community, and and other things is going on around. I don't know, did you guys see it or not? Why there's was pouring out amazing NBA's video, and I don't know, did you guys ever see that video?
It's amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's great.
Let me to try to find the video if it's possible. Oh. My kid was asking what I'm doing. Yeah, let's share the video.
That looks amazing. That's awesome.
Yeah, as he said, as he wrote, it looks surreal. You know, we thought we would see this at some point, but already now, that's just amazing.
It has such a Fallout vibes, guys. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like dystopian vibes, right?
Yeah. Like Nuka Cola or New Cola, right?
Brave New World.
That's crazy.
I love
House
that.
OG.
Yeah.
Hold on. There's gotta be a chocolate soon.
Chocolate.
Let's fucking go!
Come on!
Imagine just walking around, put it on some Sanj or some House OG, eating some chocolate, drinking some Mutants beer. I can't wait.
That's awesome. Oh, Papa, I think you're muted.
Sorry. I think we're just like queuing the whole 3D, and it's like it's every time what I'm seeing him building, it just blow my mind. And especially like he pays so much attention to each NBA brand, and it's crazy. Like look at those details. Look at the household G's, and look at all these clothes and boy march, and it's specific to each product and each detail. I'm so proud of how everything's come out. Household G's, and look at all the.
Do your kids love the chocolate? That's what I heard.
I think so.
My kids are one. I'm sorry. My kids are one. Yeah, talk about the creators, and I think now I could like to pass the mic to Hodder. So to talk about what we're doing with the creators house, and also kind of like giving some update about what's going on with the ApeFest.
Yeah, no, I think hopefully people aren't tired of hearing about it yet, but yeah, ApeFest, the BoredIn Creator House, you know, we've been fortunate to really, you know, have this come together, right? I think BoredBrunch was the event that Pablo and I threw with Chanimal and you know, a couple of people in NFT NYC. We knew we wanted to replicate that in Lisbon. And you know, we just imagined other communities, other people also wanting that opportunity to show up for the community. So hence kind of what was born is the concept of the BoredIn Creator House and having a venue where people can leverage the venue to throw their events and to spotlight their arts. And MBAs will be spotlighted through Board Trading Co. But yeah, BoredBrunch is live. We have Culinary Crypto, Justin, the chef that's helped with Pudgy dinners and some other Web3 activations. He's coming out here with us and integrating MBAs into a brunch. And we'll definitely have to get some of your chocolate and have that integrated as well. And for us, balancing out kind of and diversifying the activations, I've said it a couple times. ApeFest is gonna be great, like no doubt. Everyone's gonna have a great time, but and maybe this is just the section of the club I hang out with. It's a lot of builders, right? So I think we want to take this advantage to meet and network and talk and discover and evolve to the next steps, right? I think in real life, events have always proven to help me kind of whether find someone to work with, collab with, or get an idea. BoredIn largely came out of F-It weekends. So I think that's what I'm hoping for, and we are halfway sold on BoredBrunch, and unfortunately, we do have capacity of about 200 people in the venue. The BoredBrunch is a little bit lower because we want people to be comfortable in eating and things like that. But I think please come through. Thank Ape, huge supporter here with the BoredIn contribution for BBAC. You can also claim back 15 ApeCoin if you go through and get the ticket from Token Proof. And also ApeCoin Marcoms as well, has really stepped up to help us make this happen. So definitely what we like to think as a premier event for people to come to, Board Trading Co. as well as Sleep.io. As you'll see some of the packages and ticket options within Token Proof, we really try to pack in the value. Not only are you getting a full brunch and access to the events, but we have a Board Trading Co. snack kits that we're putting together with some different MBAs and BBACs, along with several of the ticket options. You actually get $100 voucher from Sleep.io, so you kind of get all your value back right away. Even without the Thank Ape 15 contribution claim. So, and even more exciting is seeing all of you guys there, right? So, yeah, please, if you stop by, and obviously there's a lot of programming. Come show up for the programming, but also feel free to stop by the grab and go or just off programming time. And I hope to see you guys there, and have some good conversations and meet you guys in person.
I can't wait the Lisbon's food because of that. They're just like having so much food is my favorite, and I'm very excited to see what's come up with the BoredBrunch. Seems you have been mentioned about a lot of things with this event. I know it's a part with this event. You as a Board Trading Co. has handled the most about the shipping and packaging, and also you are the one handling the NBA brand shipping most of them. And I know you having the NBA's the AIPs coming, the AIP 46 and will you like to share with us a little bit the infos about what's going on? And I know these AIPs are going to grow, and hopefully everybody can support.
Yeah, it's live now. I think hopefully some votes will come through. Right now, it doesn't look the best, but from a voting standpoint. But Board Trading Co. It's not something just living in concept, right? It's something we've piloted, we have agile iterations of, we're going to events, we're taking MBA products and showcasing it. So far it's roughly been probably like 15 to 20 MBA products and brands that we've showcased each time. And as we of course want to scale that, right? But ultimately, how do we break through to, Web 2 e-commerce and out of Web 3? We've got 500 MBAs and there's some great products in there. But we've got to figure out together driving the economies of scale and synergy to really come through and get into Web 2 to sell this product. And that's the goal of the Bored Trading Co., right? We'll continue to support community events, but really looking at this consumer flywheel and how we can address it and add value to it. A single brand might not be able to go to the largest food and beverage show because a lot of those shows are expensive, right? I know I can't, right? It just doesn't make sense for me yet, right? To spend $15,000, $20,000 to get into a trade show. But yet there's hundreds of thousands of buyers from, small to large retailers that go to these trade shows to get the eyes on it. And the diversity, the breadth and depth of the different products we have built around adjacent IP is super impressive, right? I think when you even look at where we are today, which I think we continue to grow, I think it catches people's eyes, right? And we need to continue to lean into that, but we need to break through as a collective group to be able to do that. And this is just one solution that I lean into, right? Some of my professional background, my experience with MBAs and challenges there, along with throwing events, hoping to bring this value and also return revenue back to the DAO. Because we do want to have leads that come from major retailers, and I think it just takes one or two products to break through, and we can just kick through that door and start to really snowball this thing in a real way. Yeah.
I think the question is really about like what's the goal you try to be reaching, because I do see you having in cool with the 8-chain, and I remember we've been discussion about a lot, like how can go with the Acorn ecosystem and also how it can be delivered to the IP product to the GoPro, and what's the goal you kind of want to be reaching?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the overall goal, is to really kind of scale this to the masses, right? But I think there's a ton of these different like mechanisms in which we hope to unlock, right? Is a marketplace, right? For MBA products curated, we can create subscription boxes. So we're aggregating things together and fulfilling that to lower the fulfillment and shipping costs. I spent years helping Amazon, Walmart, Target, some of these guys do that. And same thing with trade shows and conferences. I spent 5 years with Bloomberg, head of America's logistics program for Bloomberg, supporting thousands of conferences and trade shows. So I want to leverage that and break through there. I think these things we don't have, and for example, Ape Chain, like if you get a marketplace and you have the transactions happen, you can capture a lot of the customer data and CRM and also loyalty, right? Like, why isn't there a MBA loyalty program, whether it's helping earn points to go to events or buying product and doing all of these things? I think we can address this end to end and look at the user journey to add value in different points while reducing the friction.
I think it's great to, if you like the way what you've been doing with the community by using the IP delivers and at the same time I try to combine with the event. And personal, I like the idea a lot. This is also one of the reasons why I've been support a lot about the whole plan about the board trading code. Does anyone have any question want to ask holders in here?
I think
Grateful.
we asked them most yesterday on the show because it was a long one. But maybe Hoarder for people listening now, like how and what should they do to support you to read through, or what are the action points that the listeners can do right now?
Yeah, no, thank you for that. The AIP is live, and it's live till the 29th, I believe, Wednesday to vote. And it's tough. I think this cycle is very tough because last cycle they put forth an AIP that requires a super majority for my AIP to pass. So that means like, no longer is it over the 50% mark. I've got to have over 69%. So I hope, those of you, even with ApeCoin, consider it. And look, I think this is I'm passionate about it. I know it might not be the end all be all solution to all things, but it's me trying to add my professional background and expertise to something to bring value back to the ecosystem. And at the same time, I think there's a huge opportunity to unite the ApeCoin DAO and the diversity of communities in there and their IP, and engage them around IP and empower the IP through these communities. So it really isn't just the apes. I think we have an opportunity as apes to lead this effort as I feel like we have, and creating these rails for MBA. But I think, the engagement I've seen from IP product and Ape IP is one that I think can carry over and really unite the DAO, but also push this in a much bigger way collectively as Web3 and IP, right? I think it's such a small ecosystem. We've got to unite to really break through and support each other. And we've seen this, right? We've seen this with Pudgies, right? We, myself, not only in Pudgy, going and wanting to support them and buying a plushie, right? And lots of communities. So, this isn't new. This is now just in my mind, more decentralized approach to it that hopefully will help push not just Ape IP, but other IP in the future too. And so tap in. If you read through it, have feedback, have suggestions, let me know. If you vote against, hey, I get it, right? It's a lot of money, right? But I also would ask, hey, if there's a reason why and you have questions around it, let's talk. Let's talk through it. If I can make it better, I will, right? And it'll end up where it'll end up, right? I think the support from the community has been great already, and very appreciative of that. I know it's AIP process. I'd encourage anyone to pursue it, but it definitely takes a lot of work. And I think there's more recently some support in terms of APU and some of these mechanisms. But yeah, I think please vote. If you have the opportunity with even one ApeCoin.
Yeah, and I would like to add that I believe that it's so important to.
Pablo, I think you're on mute still. If you're trying to say something.
And can you hear me?
I'm grateful. So say it first, right? I'm grateful to handle it. Yeah.
Can you hear me, guys?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
awesome. Yeah, it's so important to build the ecosystem for people who will join us in the future, right? And we see in Welcome Apes that more and more apes are joining the club. And the stronger we build it for them, which will support, of course, the current MBAs, it will also help attract new ones, right? So I think it's really important. And you see it that through the bear market, like building IP, it was amazing. And now with the bull, it will be even better, right? Like we have the first or maybe first two layers that we built through the bear, and now we can scale it and now we can push it to the next level. So I'm really hyped for that.
I think that's such a strong point, Grateful, because we've seen over the past months so many amazing builders joining the space, including Roxol, right? You joined the space, and that's amazing to have people like you. You were part of the community even before, but that I think I was thinking about it, that it also the price point, for example, for Mutant for like 2 or 3 ETH. It's much different for an artist or creator rather than spending, I don't know, 15, 20, right? So it's more affordable. And those people who buy at 15, 20 might not necessarily be the creators, the builders, the people who might create the MBA business. So I think this is a very interesting point and important point, to have the infrastructure for people coming in. My best friend and my business partner also recently joined the club as a Mutant Ape. He's a street artist. He also was my +1 at the last ApeFest. So I took him to Hong Kong, and afterwards meeting some of the people like Sarah, like Peter Fung, and Vera, and he was like, yeah, it's full of artists, it's full of people who are there. And I saw through his eyes, like, it's not very easy to come into the space just randomly and just being there all of a sudden, knowing what to do. So it's amazing that we have Welcome Apes, and we have all these kind of things that can kind of course, you can DM people, but who do I DM? I don't know anybody. Who is the reliable person in the space, etc. So I think the infrastructure that is being built right now, and what you are also trying to do, is amazing. And I love one point that you said yesterday, that you will basically keep building it no matter if this passes or not. And I think that's the strongest part of it, that has to convince basically anyone. And I wish you all the best luck with it, for sure.
Sorry,
Thank you, guys.
in the camera. So yeah, I wish you all the best. And let's move to the next guest. And today we actually want to bring up the Grateful Soul, because Grateful Soul have been our competitor. No, not competitor. Our best friend forever. So it seems like the day one I be joining the BAYC committee, I was listening to Grateful Soul, and they just having so much knowledge share, and also like so much welcoming to the community, and they are very offering all this info, and also have been creating a great topic content around the community. So I do want to give some flowers to them, but at the same time I do like to pass the mic to let the team to talk. I have a couple questions for the team, so maybe you guys can take on the floor to answer. So yeah, I could like to what is how many team members in your team, and what's the challenge, and I think you can go with the flow to answer whenever you like.
Yes, so we are 3. We started as 4 members actually. We were Tino, which you can see him here in this call. Tino, are you here? Wave your hands.
Oh yeah, bro. Always here.
Beast,
never leaving.
Tino, Beast, and me. And also we had a co-host, Metazik. It was awesome because I met Metazik on my first IRL Web3 event in London. It was NFT London 2021. I think it was November 2021 or something like that. So we met there. We started the show, and we started the show just from the curiosity and passion for the space, right? Like, our co-host Metazik, he was from UK. We are from Prague, Czech Republic, and we use it as an opportunity to actually talk to people from all over the world, right? And the first episodes, they were basically about like what are NFTs, how to build NFT project, etc. But then we found out that we have amazing artists, right, in this space. So we started doing episodes with artists. Then we slowly found out about IP. So we started to do more episodes about IP, and then we just grow and grow. We mostly focus on like empowering builders in this space. That was one of the most important things for us. And yeah, we've been hosting the show since February 2022, and it was incredible, right? Tino, anything else that you would love to add, man? You've been here also since day one.
Yeah, we're almost at episode 300. We're very close to that. which is crazy. I mean, obviously, Grateful and Beast have been driving it quite a lot, and you know, like hustling, getting the guests on the show, which is like probably the hardest part for anybody who ever hosted a podcast or a show. You know how hard it is to communicate with people, etc. And I think for us, it's been first of all, it started as Grateful said, just as us talking about what's happening in the space, not to get crazy ourselves, you know, because you can get lost, you can get demotivated, you can get burned out, or stuff was happening, bull bear, you know, like crazy stuff happening, and we still were there. And there was still, I think first it was every Wednesday, so once a week. Then we started doing after NFT NYC. I think it was a bit of a break point. We said, all right, let's just do it. I think it was 3 times a week. So we did 3 shows a week. Right now we settled at 2. So we're doing Tuesdays and Thursdays. And I think exactly as Grateful said, it's an amazing opportunity that we can basically be wherever in the world, and you still can talk to people who are creating, who are believing in this space, in this technology, in blockchain. It's what's happening and why it's changing art, changing everything so much. And for us, I think it's still a lot of fun, because no matter how we sometimes we at least me, but also other guys, we don't really look at the charts, you know, and we show up every Tuesday and Thursday, no matter if ETH or Bitcoin is up or down. We try to have good times. We try to be positive. We try to bring positive vibes, but also, you know, talking to builders and creators in the space. It's always so inspiring for each of us that we are able also to connect people. We've connected so many people that were on the space, and we were like, yeah, but you should talk to this and this person, and people are joining on the stage, and you know that you are doing the same, and you've been on the show as well. So it's just amazing to hear some of the stories that happened thanks to the show. That some people who started building their IP thanks to us. That's just crazy to hear, and I'm super grateful for that. I really love that.
100%, guys, and we are not. We never been that much focused on like Web3 news. Like we are mixing it a little bit, but we are really interested in learning more about the people in this space, right? Like learning more about their stories, like what they're doing, how to inspire others. I think that was also one of the important parts during the bear market, like how to, you know, keep people positive in that, because I never experienced anything like that in my life, like, you know, such a drastic drop in valuations of everything. Like it was crazy. So we, you know, try to bring a positive spirit and, you know, help people to also have a good day, right? Like to after the show, you should feel good, right? So
Hodder, I know you've been there at Grateful Show for a couple times, me either, and I was wondering, you as a guest, how'd you feel about to being the guest as in the Grateful Show?
I think for me, like a lot of it's a full circle moment in terms of like, I remember just entering the space and, you know, seeing Rock Soul's art on the timeline and, you know, tuning into Grateful Show, and feeling kind of just like as an outsider. I think to the earlier point, like you kind of like, you know, for me at least, it was like, okay, this is a different space. You know, I wasn't really on Twitter outside of this. You know, I've got one of those like Twitter accounts I've never used with my in real life stuff. But this is where everybody is, right, in Web3, right? And as I kind of discovered it, of course, you kind of like see these, you know, iconic people. With your show was one of them, and Rock Soul's art, and I think just honored to be building with these guys and have been on the show where I've talked to Rock Soul of some ideas and things we kind of want to do together. And I think that's the coolest part for me is, you know, I'm not an OG. I wasn't fortunate enough to have like minted one, you know, and I feel like I was late to the party, but at the same time, like, you know, I've never felt like I was turned away, and my journey has helped me meet people and make new friends, find people to work with that I would have never, right? In a lot of ways, like never be able to meet these people or do some of these things that that I'm doing now.
I think Grateful Show is kind of like one of the example and the early to showing what's the powerful about the IP building. So yeah, I'm really looking for what's to come with the next. And at the same time, I just want to say like appreciate almost every episode. It's just very about the community, very focused on the community building. And we talk about the IP a lot. And I know you guys are just lately having the new chocolate job and also including with your IP as well. Anything you would like to share with us?
100%. Tino is an expert on chocolate right now, so he'll tell everything about what happened, right? But
I see him making chocolate. He was like putting the head. I was like, no, I know this guy. When he become a chocolate master, he's like just like a chef. And I saw this video. He's like, it's on the Instagram, right? And it's like crazy.
Yeah, I love it. And by the way, look at Tino's t-shirt, but yeah, maybe he also share more. Who knows, right? Oh, hell yeah.
Wow. Yes.
Let's go. We are constantly thinking about the positioning of the chocolate, right? And he left. Oh, see you tomorrow, Tino. So we had a really different vibe from the previous packaging, and the packaging is really important because that's usually first impression. If you're in the store, it's first impression for the customers, right? Because we are still early, so we are not like Lind that people would know us, right? So we wanted to push it to the more like premium, maybe even luxury edition, and it's very hard to see it from just mock-up, right? Because it's a really quality paper. The ape and the logo is glossy, so it's really like the print is amazing. It also have a story inside. The packaging inside around the chocolate is compostable, so you can basically throw it away. I don't recommend it, but you can. I don't know, Tino, can you?
Yeah, you can. It looks like plastic, but it's not. It's from a material that is fully compostable. So you can actually. I will definitely put it in the garden. So I have a compost, so I'll do that for sure.
Yeah, and we have two flavors. The chocolate, the guy who's making it for us, he's our friend. He has an amazing factory here. He's really also well known here, and he's building it like with the biggest focus on quality as possible. So it's really like the top-notch quality. You'll see, guys. If you haven't had it, you'll have it in Lisbon, and you'll see it. And due to Thank Ape, or thank Ape, I opened the GratefulApe.store. We selling the chocolate there. Anyone who order it will get 25 Ape coin back, which is awesome as a reward. And I love the storytelling around it. I love the collaboration part, which I think is something that defines us as apes, right? Like we collaborate with each other, we support each other, right? So I absolutely love it. I also love that we are like mutant and ape, so a lot of great things for me. But Tino, go ahead, man. Whatever you want to share, go.
Yeah, it was amazing that basically it started as a coincidence because we both knew we want to do something together with IP, but we were like, and we knew that it should be a cool product. And before going to, was it NFC Lisbon, right? So Lisbon Homecoming. Just before going there, we Grateful goes, but what's the product that everybody loves? It's chocolate, right? So and then my head starts going crazy, and I'm like, bro, I know the best guy. He's amazing. He's really too far. He's doing bean to bar. He knows the micro farmers from all over the world, from Africa, from South America, and he just keeps visiting them. And it's like it's an amazing story. It feels like a bit of a Charlie the Chocolate Factory. I keep visiting the factory every once in a while. I was there a few weeks ago with my 5-year-old son, and it's a family run chocolatery. He keeps it small. At the same time, he's very respected with some of the biggest retailers. He has some awards for the chocolate, and he's just so passionate. It's crazy. And I just picked up the phone and I did help him with some stuff before, and he was actually really excited to start working with us, which was crazy because for him at that point our volume, it was just nothing, right? It was basically a favor for us, but at the same time he helped us out. After we launched, we got listed on the biggest e-grocery here in Central Europe. So it's called Rohlik, and they're in several countries around here, and they're just the biggest e-grocery. And it's cool because that's since day one, me and Grateful were thinking, okay, so we do have the Web3 space, and it's rather easy to convince those few thousand people or few tens of thousand people, maybe 100,000 people who are in the space, but it's not enough, right? And also, like, people were leaving during the bear market, and we were thinking how to break into Web 2, how to make it really interesting for somebody who has no idea what's that. And basically, thanks to this, we decided, like, all right, let's put all the story around NFTs and you name it to the side, and let's just focus on really amazing product, really great storytelling, and cool visuals, right? And that's what people who buy it in store should be focused on. When they come, when they taste it, they're like, wow, this is, and it's badass chocolate. It's really, really good. And I'm not making it myself, so I can say that. The guy it's just so good. And he's so you taste it, it's good. And if you want to go deeper into the IP, into why NFTs, etc., it's you still can. And it's really good that people are actually then interested in, okay, so why this ape, why this weird thing, the board thing that I'm seeing, that I was seeing all over the news at some point, and what's happening, are NFT still alive? And it gives us so many amazing stories from people who had no idea, up to people who are basically following me or my brand and had no ideas about Web3, but at the same time came from a different direction. So it's very nice experiment, I would say, for us, in terms of branding, in terms of product, in terms of basically anything, distribution as well. And it's just great because it hasn't been nothing like this. I mean, now the whole IP game in terms of the mutants and ape IP, it has never been done in such a scale before. And this is, for me, like the most amazing part, the mind-blowing part, because there are no rules. We can create them, right? As you, Hoarder, said, we know that stuff, how it works in the real life, in the trade shows, licensing, etc. But we can take it, and the licensing people can tell you, oh, this is never going to work, but they're not correct, because this can work. And you can test anything, and you never know what actually will work. So enough of my rant, but I'm super excited about this, and yeah.
Yeah, no, I love that story, and some of those details I've not heard either. And it just parallels a lot of what I've seen and experienced as well. I mean, it's I think it's captivating for people, right? The product has to be good, but if the product is good, the rest of this is just layering on top and adding value. And like when I see someone try something and they're like non-Web3 native, right? They're trying with the lens of, hey, let me try this chocolate, and it's good chocolate. But then it's good chocolate, and they're like, whoa, what is this? Let me look at the packaging more. Let me understand it. Let me find out more about it, right? And I think that's a natural inclination of anybody trying these things. And that's where, like, collectively, as we layer in the technology or the storytelling or Rock Soul's art, I mean, like, these things just start to have so much more dimension and depth than generic product, right? That like, it's not memorable, right? It might be good product, but it's not differentiated with all of this different stuff, the tech and the lore in the IP.
Exactly, man. And
100%.
chocolate business is really old business, right? There's not much innovation, basically. And also, I want to get quickly to one point that Estino mentioned, because like chocolate, as other businesses, like there are huge issues with like the child labor and slavery and all these like crazy things that are happening in the world. And that's why we are so happy that our producer, like he's very like strict, and he's really going to see the farmers and really finding the ones that are doing it the right way, right? And it's really important for us too. So that's one thing. The other thing, the best way how to sell chocolate is that people taste it, right? So I think in Lisbon, that's gonna be like huge for us too. We are super grateful to be there. We will be part of can we say that, Tino? I don't know. Probably,
I don't know. I know what you want to say, but I also don't know. I also
Probably,
don't know.
You can say it, can you? I think you can say it.
we'll be vendors there too.
Yeah.
So I think it's probably let's fucking go. And I think people will love it. And we've been mentioned here in the like radio shows, like the traditional like radio shows. We were in the Esquire magazine, in like Web2 conferences. Like some people showcased us as a like IP from Web3, right? And no one knew BAYC there. That's so funny, right? And they held our chocolate there. So so many possibilities, and it's amazing. And we are like still growing, building better things. We want to connect it, of course, with digital. So you saw Grateful and Infit Chocolate in other side as Rita created it. So these possibilities are so amazing. Like, having chocolate as a power up in the game in other side, right? Or something like that. That's gonna be amazing. That's gonna be, we have Dookie Dash. Maybe we will be able to get there too, right? Like maybe even as the stickers at least, right? So many options and possibilities how to utilize the Web3 and how to bring something new and different than people are used to with a great product.
100%. And I think what you Hoarder said is, I used to work for Red Bull before. I was working at the headquarters for some time in Austria, and actually Red Bull was always the same. So it's 50% product and 50% marketing. It was the mantra, right? So you need to be able to have the most amazing product you can deliver, and just kind of, but you're not selling the product. You're selling everything around that. You just need to make sure that you can that you can back up, and you that the product will have your back. And I think this is the coolest part, because also the connection what Grateful's mentioned with digital, with the possibilities where we are heading now. I think that's just brilliant, and it gets me so excited.
And one more thing, guys. Oh my God, so many things to share. But we saw the board closet, right? They did our apes in 2D. We also work with BoredIn. They created AI video from my ape, and they added Tino. We're gonna share it tomorrow. So these crazy possibilities are really amazing. And we talk about AI agents, right? What you can build to share content on social media. Like I'm really hyped for that. Like because it's already happening. It's not talking about it like, holy shit, what the hell is that? I love it, Tino. It's already happening. Let's go. Apes are bored.
Yeah. So I just wanted to show you that it's the t-shirt I'm wearing and the one that I'm holding. It's a reversible t-shirt. It's an oversized tee. I have a terrible lighting here. I'm so ashamed. But it's a reversible tee that we're going to be releasing with Grateful. It's oversized tee, and it will have also NFC chip here with some other possibilities there. And it's a beautiful heavy material because, as I said, like I run a streetwear brand. So we have a really good producer from organic cotton and everything. And we just dropped some alpha here. So I'm super pumped about that. And for all the people, you can see there are some news about aquamarine and orange. Something's happening there. Yeah.
Wait a second. I had a question for you guys, for Tino and for Grateful. Since you guys have been entrepreneurs and you've been in the Web3 space for quite some time now, like, what are the differences from like the jobs or like the entrepreneurship roles that you had before and what you're doing now with the IP?
Yeah, so from my side, what you see on the slides right now, it's actually my IRL business. This is the forbidden spot. You can see the stairs, the gallery. That's black and white gallery on the left. It's it's above 70 artists there. We have, so for example, the stairs are made by a pretty well-known artist from Mexico, Keeps. And we have on the right, it's our showroom, which is like the dirty is the new clean. And I'm running a streetwear brand and doing these kind of experiences on the side, and it does have many parallels, of course, with the Web3 space. But at the same time, I'm very lucky that I'm not sure whether lucky or not, but for me, the main focus is the IRL business, and this is basically. I'm happy that my IRL business is running thanks to the amazing team that I have, and I can put some of my energy and some of my focus into these kind of experiments, which I have no idea where they will bring me to. But to answer your question, it's every business. It's in the end a business, My father had been an entrepreneur for many years, and at one point he told me, "Yeah, maybe I just don't understand this. This is too new, or like too much of a new business for me." But it's not. In the end, it's like, what do you have to sell? What is there to sell? Is there somebody to buy it? How much will it cost you to produce or to make? It can be a service or a product, and this hasn't changed for ages, and I don't think it will. So I think we need to find the parallels and something that might have not been working in the IRL or have been that easy in the IRL. For example, I'm super excited about what we can do with clothes when there is no gravitation, no physics, nothing, and stuff can be burning or can be exploding or whatever as you wear it on the digital. So I think if you kind of work with these both things, I think these both worlds, I think that might be very exciting part of it. I don't know, Grateful, if you want to say something.
I would one thing. I think the big difference in Web3 is that the industry is new, and I experienced that. For example, after iPhone launched their App Store, right, and you see the madness with those apps, like the beer app, like you drinking the app from the phone, right? Such a simple game, but the vibes and everything. Everyone was so hyped about the technology, right? What's happening? That we are changing the world. That we have new devices, and I feel the same here in this space. And the difference compared talking, like when I talk to my friends that are in like very traditional old businesses, like it's so boring, right? Like this is like what we are experiencing right here. And I think I'm saying that because I'm not in my 20s and I've been through some stuff, so I really appreciate it. Because back in the day, in the iPhone days, I definitely didn't appreciate it and I didn't see it as a huge opportunity, but now I do. And I'm really grateful for that we can experience that we are not doing like just boring stuff, and we are really on the frontier of a new digital revolution, right? And that's for me the most exciting thing. And then you go to IRL and you meet like-minded people that are also so hyped. And they were hyped even in the bear market when everything dropped to almost zero, right? So I think that's really amazing to be part of this movement. And, we will look back and we'll be like, hell yeah, we experienced that. That was awesome.
Yeah, at the same time, I need to add that it's also so hard to be a little bit upfront. We guys, we see what's going to happen, that there is basically the world without blockchain is non-existing. We just don't know the timeline, whether it's 5 months, 5 years, or 50 years, right? So I think this is the stuff that's very hard to mix with the IRL business. And with my brand, we released an NFT project with our street art character, and we turned it into a loyalty program, basically. And even onboarding the people, the core fans, we didn't have to do it because they were already our customers, our paying customers, our fans. But you actually managed to get them on board, and now I see them on Discord still being active and still even being in crypto and being active. It's amazing, but at the same time, it's also so hard with all the legal stuff and everything, like in terms of accounting, right? Grateful to start something like that, and you need to make sure that you don't mess up, because if you do, there is real life and there are consequences that are happening in the real life, right? So I think this is also something that people keep forgetting, because they think like, oh, it's this different world, but it's not like the government and the stuff that is already in place. And with blockchain, it's so easy to get back and find what was happening even some time ago, right?
But it's a different world, but it still has the same rules.
Yeah,
more or less.
100%.
I think the people was like a little bit confusing and forgetting what's the real world when we come into the web VIP, but there's no different if you come into the Prada and everything in the physical world. So that's definitely the great to be shared and also to be mindful as well. So just before I jump into the next guest, Wascos, and do like to ask Tinos and Grateful anything like update, like new things, anything next step coming on, or anything we may forgot to mention about you could like to cover.
Yeah, shield button, please. I think what I would love just to say right now, it's oh, you did it. Let's go.
Yeah.
For me, I was thinking about it, and it's amazing to see when the apes have our backs. So when we release something and there are these people who we have been supporting through our show and through our content that we put out to put out to the world. And when I see, we never asked for anything. We never had sponsors on the show. We basically did 300 episodes just for the people, right? In our free time. And
so buy the chocolate. See the link. Buy the chocolate.
Yeah. So whenever,
guys, let's fucking go, and 25 ApeCoin reward. Let's go.
Yeah. So exactly, if you can support us, you can get some ApeCoin back, and you have some amazing chocolate. So please do. During ApeFest, we're gonna be there. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna be in the creators' house. We're gonna be in the House OG show and some other activities. And I'm super grateful for you guys to have us here, and this has been fun and grateful. What did I miss? Share it more.
We dropping the t-shirt, right? We're not gonna say when, but that's gonna be amazing because the product is top notch. It's not merch, like it's a really incredible product. I love it. And yeah, we keep going, we keep enjoying. I really hope we will also be able to host from other side, right? So we will be in 3D. That's one of the our on our wish list, and I believe it's gonna happen. And we keep going no matter what, right? I really feel the vibes and everything is getting back, and it's so nice, right? We've been through the bear, like we can handle it, but man, like we deserve like
better, all the year already.
Better energy.
At least have one day not bear.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it's coming because also for the artist, right? The bear is not only for DJs and for artists. I believe it had to be so hard, right? So hard to sell their art, and the vision was so big in 2021, and I really hope that we see it here. Amazing. I love it.
So yeah, should we keep like the big welcoming when we talk about the artists, because we do have the artist star in here right now, and should we give a big welcoming?
Let's go, Russell!
We want to give some power to Russell because of he been building a lot, not just his own art, it's also crossing different medium, crossing in IRL event. Have been like doing a lot of things with the education, special supporting young kids to get into the art program and helping a lot with the yogas, and I think we can be discussion a little bit more when we're doing the process, but at the same time I do want to like giving Russell a little bit time for himself about. I really love this picture. Would you like to introduce a little bit yourself a little bit more, and also explain a little bit where's here and how like any art piece is meaningful for you, and we kick off this conversation.
Here it's crazy
because Russell is like gone for a second.
Oh, can you hear me, or am I staticky?
Yes, you're
fine. We lost you for a second, but you're back.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm back. All right,
yeah.
Cool.
Did you hear my question, or do you want me to repeat again?
No, I heard it. So this photo is pretty much the it's crazy because this photo is like between 2021 and 2022. Obviously, I was painting different IPs for different Web3 projects. You see the co-founder of Ethereum, Taylor Garing's Mutant Ape. That was a canvas that I painted for him. Around that time, I was also working on the Ape Wall of Fame, and just thinking about like, hey, it would be cool to paint this guy's crazy mutant. But this idea of Web3 and being an artist kind of came from, smart contracts and the utilities that these, contracts offered, and also being able to have full creative control. So 2021, my friend sat me down to show me his Bored Apes, and he explained to me that you can create your own smart contract and not have to depend on the labels to get a percentage of, the art that you create for the merch or the music that you create. You can create that and then build a community around that. And normally when you write and record music or do art, like, it does take some time to get those funds. In this space, it was instantaneous. So Art Basel, being in Wynwood, seeing different IPs popping up from different artists, it was like for me, it was a digital renaissance. And, I know we weren't going to be the only artists doing this, but, seeing where it was at then, where it's at now, I do believe that it's going to be like that, where artists are going to have opportunities to not only collaborate with projects, but to also uplift their original artwork and build with the communities. Teaching the kids, the collaboration with Yuga to do the Big Brothers and Big Sisters was the opportunity that was offered to me by Illa. And essentially it was a digital art class. It was the first digital art class that I ever taught. So I had to figure out how to create a curriculum around that was going to be fun and interesting for the kids. Background on me, I've taught music and art therapy for kids in lockdown facilities and foster homes. And I was like, from a graffiti perspective of how to teach kids how to do letters, 3-color fills, structure, 3D perspective, all types of stuff like that. And I had to implement that digitally on Procreate. So I had to kind of re-engineer myself and the kids too, to figure out how to do it in the most simplest and fun way, so that they want to do it for the foreseeable future, like the rest of their lives. That's how I see things. And that was my approach to collabing with Yuga, doing that for Big Brothers and Big Sisters. And it's been a great experience. It's been really cool to see talent and like in front of you, being like, all right, this kid, he's got the gift, and this kid's got the gift. And even the ones that are struggling a little bit, it was cool to kind of give them different solutions on how to improve their artwork. And also explain to them what the Web3 space is. I had to explain to them that we own hey, this is my mutant ape. I invested in it, but I own the rights to the IP, and I can do stuff like paint canvases, paint murals. I can, create products, collaborate with other people that own the same IP or different versions of it. And to me, it was a multiverse of entrepreneurship and creativity. It's the best way I can explain it. That's what I saw 2021, and what I still believe in to this day, whether it's decentralized or not. And it's been crazy. It's been like, there's no other like art space that I've been in or seen other artists been around where normally there's like a middleman. So in this case, like, you don't have to, you can like throw your own gallery show or throw your own hip hop show, and essentially have like your own community like back you and support you. Kind of like, like what's happening in ApeFest and Lesbian. Everyone is kind of like putting in like their time and their sweat equity and energy in to create a really cool, meaningful experience that happens like once every year, and we can all get together, And I think that's what it's really all about. There's so many parallels, a lot of synergy, and yeah, that's pretty much. I hope that answers some of the questions.
Yeah, like I've been like showing you a couple IPs, and from the biggest murals, like everyone well knowing, the one is I think it's in Miami, and to like a small canvas and kind of basic go with your the different IP, how you do with the different IP, develop with your own art style, and also go through to some of your basic style, like graffiti style, and into the mural. And I think something about your art is always very you can take a very compass colors into your art, but at the same time like very powerful and also very outstanding with the IP. I know lately you've been doing a lot of practice with like different collections. It's not just about the IP, kind of more your own art. This is kind of like a 10 out of 10 for me, be honest. Like I do want to go through a little bit the deep dive about what you have been practicing and what you have been doing. And I see a lot of cameras about these collections. Would you also like to explain to me what is the new collection? This is the new collection, right?
Yeah. So, well, I have like a lot of various art styles, and the more I've got into like creating art and throwing shows and collaborating with people, like I've kind of like honed in into like how I want things to look and be perceived. On the left hand side, you see like this character with a crown. That's like my original Sobot character that I created, and essentially that's a character that I created that kind of encompassed the four elements of like hip hop, graffiti, breakdancing, MC, and DJing. That's where I grew up here in Miami, Florida. And this character is just kind of like a representation of that. It's also about, sometimes people are kind of like shattered. So like the Sobot character is like this um, energy or presence that's like shattered, but when you put it together, it's a lot stronger foundation. So that's kind of like what it means. Like the stained glass graffiti, the patterns that you guys see, it's like a coat of armor. I guess from a mental health aspect, it's really to just kind of like protect yourself from, the realities of the world, how things can be. The soap bar is also a representation of that, people coming apart and able to. That's why if you look at it, it's got all these joints and it's not perfectly, like it's not perfect. It's just imperfect and in its own way. That's why I love it. The middle art piece is something that I've been working on where I'm trying to do more of a 3D color gradient. I called it liquid. And it's funny because like, in a space we're liquid as well, whether we have money or not. So I created this 3D kind of artwork that I'm doing a variation of these now, which I'll probably be releasing soon. And the one to the right is this kind of like stained glass graffiti kaleidoscope. And it's just stuff that I just create and just do these different color variants. And I am not on anything. This is me just doing it sober. Like I'm just creating this stuff, and this is what comes out, naturally.
Yeah, as I mentioned, I do love the color, how you can be mix what your imagination and all this element together. And there's like some masterpiece in here. Like you can see the one in the right, and also you can see the one in the left, and they are similar color, but they both having very compass idea and element. And would you like to share about a little bit what kind of the tool you're using, what kind of spread, what kind of colors, and what is your challenge by doing those poses, especially like when you're mixing a lot of color together?
So my process, so my whole life I've had ADD, attention depth disorder. So my mind is kind of a little all over the place when it comes to creating the art. So I do have structure and foundation. I learned that from like graffiti and just doing art. However, when it comes to creating these pieces, essentially like I can, project the artwork, sketch it. Then I'm like, all right, cool. How do I want the patterns to look? Okay, so I'll start with one shape. Like you'll see arrows in the piece. You'll see hearts. You'll see a microphone. You'll see buildings. These are things that are just kind of like I stumble across like my whole life. Miami has like really cool cityscapes. I grew up in the hip hop culture here in Miami, so I used to go breakdancing, for money. They call it hitting. So if you look on the right hand corner of my meeting, you see the boombox. That's the not the exact boombox, but a representation of it, of us playing the boombox and breaking, for money. The hearts represent like the love we have for art, that I have for art. Um, if you look at my patterns, they're based on pathways and the direction that you're going in life. For me, life can go up and down, but a lot of the arrows are about, like your perception on the future, how you want to look at things. So each art piece is different. it has similar ideas and patterns, but they're all different. I wish I could say that I have like the exact same pattern and flow, but it's all just like a flow state of just creativity and stuff.
And yeah, I think grateful having one question could like to ask you.
Sure.
Yeah, man, I absolutely love the art. It's amazing. I also was lucky to see it during the other block in Miami. So that was epic event. Absolutely.
I'm jealous. I want to see how's with the live painting.
It was crazy. Oh my God. It was highlight 100% for me. I wanted to ask you, especially, we also onboarded Pauser. I don't know, you maybe know him. He's from Czech Republic. He's going to be doing some wall in Lisbon. You probably...
Yeah, we talked. Yeah.
You got to do it together. So, we had a Uber ride and we talk about BAYC. And he decided to ape in, right? And he had a lunch or dinner with Tino, and he was so excited. So he really bought Mutant. And what would you recommend to newcomer artists like that are joining the club? How to, because for him, I help him, or me and Tino, we help him, to get into the community. We invited him to our Czech and Slovak club, etc. But what would you recommend to artists joining the club? How to get to know other people? How to maybe create art for someone? I don't know, but there definitely has to be some questions that they usually have, right?
Yeah, for me, the best thing is, it depends. Like there's a lot of artists that they're full-time artists and stuff. For me, when I got into the space, I wasn't a complete full-time artist. I was doing like telemarketing and sales, so that was like part of my source of income. But what I did essentially was just like create backgrounds for the apes and just kind of like pick their brains. Like, hey, what do you think about, like, I would ask questions like, hey, do you think this looks cool? Like, even though I have a sales background, I wanted the barrier of entry to be like non-existent, because I want, like, if I'm going to collab with anyone, I want it to be very like easy and simple going. So that's one approach that artists can do trying to go into the space. Again, everyone has, different walks of life and stuff. So I do also say that, for artists to be, for people to do respect artists, and if they're going to commission them out, things of that nature. I think it's a balance of those two things. It's being able to work with whoever you can within the community and kind of like gradually build yourself up, create value. Don't assume that just because you're part of the community that the community can do everything for you. I think it's also about artists being self-sustainable. Maybe a balance of working with the community and having original artwork. I know a Poser, like, I've seen his original art. It's really cool. It's unique in its own way. So I feel like that is also like kind of a win-win, not only for the artist but for the community. So everyone here is very unique. Tino has his own art style. Papel has her own art style as well, and it's cool because it's like a plethora of different ideas and perspectives. So I think along the lines of just being different, being unique, working with others to the best of your ability. That's the point that I was trying to get at. And making it fun. Just make it fun, make it cool, and don't have like crazy expectations about anything, because it's better for you to do it from a place of that you'll be okay with creating the art and letting go and letting people have it.
Yeah, I think that was alpha, the last sentence you said, because I see people, mainly artists, coming to the space and trying to sell, like, where do I find somebody to sell? And just you need to become the part of you need to understand the community, the dynamics, and what's happening. So just be there, be present. And I advise some of the artists coming to the space, just be in the GMs of people, just have a list of people who are collectors, or not necessarily, who are from the community members, and just GM them every single day. They become familiar with you. And I actually, Roxol, have a very similar question as you asked me or us about the parallel, because actually with Pauser, we talked about the parallels between graffiti or even hip hop culture and NFT space or BAYC and building the IP, the anonymity, and at the same time, when if you know, kind of culture. So do you see any kind of similarities, or how does this all for you?
There's definitely similarities and definitely differences. I think traditional Web2 businesses that aren't privy to what we're doing right now, it's going to take time for us to sit people down and kind of explain, like, hey, this is I wouldn't say necessarily a much better avenue, but this is a different option. 2021, the entrepreneurs and the business people that I was working with, I would pitch ideas, I would tell them, this is my value, this is what I'm trying to create. It's either yes or no. A lot of times it was a yes. And that's what I started noticing. I was like, people are not afraid to take risk with artists, to create murals, to create IRO events, to maybe, if you are going to do a trade show, create something unique that hasn't been done before. And that still has carried on till now. So, that's why I was asking those questions, because in that aspect, it is kind of a digital art renaissance. It's just everything comes in waves, So you can't really determine the value of what the NFT is. You create it with what the community is and what everyone else brings to the table. And that's kind of been my experience so far, the trajectory of everything.
Amazing.
Talk about
I'm a huge fan of your art, you know that, and I've been so happy that you did join the space as a mutant. So super grateful for that, and just want to give you flowers, because even before you were not part of the community, you've done so much around the community and organized the events and stuff like that. So really pumped up about also meeting you, hopefully IRL very soon. It's happening, I hope. And so what are you up to right now? What occupies your mind and your hands at this point? What are you preparing?
So working on digital and physical art, I'll be releasing. I'm building up for stuff that I'll be releasing on Art Basel. One thing I did come to the table is I'll be teaching art classes every Sunday at the Museum of Graffiti. So I'm kind of glad that we were able to do this, because I actually do want to incorporate some Bored Ape IP. So I might be, releasing some information on that to incorporate in those classes at the Museum of Graffiti. This weekend, I'm going to be painting a mural for this really famous rock band called Megadeth. They are part of the whole Rock Hall of Fame, and they're really big in the metal scene. So I'm gonna do a mural for them at their concert. And I have a collaboration with Bart Cuban that will be releasing soon.
I can see you having a lot of things going on, but I do want to bring back you, as we've been discussing about the community a lot, and I also know you been offering the IRL community a lot as well. So you can see on the screen, I have passed this image actually about a couple of times about the Olympics. You do, is it this the image is it one of the painting your donation for the Olympics, and what the behind story you could like to share?
So I did. So it was my friend Kid Jet. He was part of the Bored Ape community. He's the one that got me into the Web3 space. We got in contact. He got in contact with the French consulate, and they wanted to throw an IRL event where it was highlighting breakdancing being part of the Olympics. So they had commissioned us out, the breakdancers and us, to do this live painting. We were able to donate that, and then we got contacted. This is actually my sister's my wife's sister, Jenny. She works at the Mandarin Oriental, and she wanted to do something along the lines as well, where they highlighted the Olympics. So they commissioned us out to do this for the Mandarin Oriental. And it was a really cool experience, both at the French consulate, being able to paint live, and also at the Mandarin Oriental. And again, this is, hip hop culture, live art, breakdancing. A lot of people are either seen this on TV, but never in real life. So a lot of them got to experience firsthand what we call it art in motion.
I do love to see Olympics this year having a breakdancing. It's like kind of like a lot of things.
Yeah.
It's remind me when I was a childhood. So it's a funny about a lot of parents, like including my mother-in-law, was a so proud Snoop Dogg was in the Olympics. But we was joking about like, hey, you remember your mom was like in your kid, like it was the one stopping you to sing Snoop Dogg, something like that. So everyone was like so excited to see breakdancing become one part of the Olympics. Who knows? Maybe in the future could be more inclusive, more young kids the sport they like. And I'm so proud of what you're doing. So please cite the name for me because I'm worried one day you become too big and just not recognize me anymore. So please cite the name for me. So I do want to bring up the other project you've been doing, the Big Brother and Sister. I know you've been share a little bit about this program, and also congratulations, you've been teaching in the museum. And will you like to share, is this the consistency to program to work with you guys? And I see you've been using the iPad and sharing the breakdancing, also cooperation with the boy cougars, and having like a pizzas and having food and have a breakdancing with all this kid and just having a fun. Would you like to share about a little bit about this event, the content? Is it that's consistency and what's going on between the cooperation between you and Yuga?
Well, I mean, this was a digital art class that we did in collaboration with them, and essentially it was really just to teach the kids, how to create their own art, and eventually, get it on the blockchain. So the first class was a little bit remedial, where I taught them like different art techniques, how to do the backgrounds. I basically showed them like how I do what it is that I do, but make it so that it's them. It's like original to them, So simple like foundation and techniques. Gradually, like I think we had like 3 or 4 classes with the kids. They got better and better. Towards the last class, they created like this. We had this idea where I wanted to bring in Kid Jet and the break dancers. Also, like for you guys that don't know, like the Big Brother and Big Sisters building is literally down the street for Bored Cuban. So we were like, okay, let's figure out how we can get Bored Cuban, the break dancers for the final class, and create this art animation of the dancers. Let's figure out if we can get this done, and then we were able to do it. And the kids really appreciate the pizza. The fact that it came from a Bored Ape IP restaurant. We Bored Apes were helping to teach the class. And you don't know what's going to come out of it. Maybe a lot of these kids, they might not see it now, but they will remember this classroom and down the line, be a part of our community, and then contribute, in a cool way. So that was pretty much it was a really great experience.
Man, I'm so proud of you. As a 2 boys mom, I'm appreciate how much love you've been sharing with little kid, and I think that's very inspiring a lot for a little young kid. And anything grateful and Tino want to ask too?
I just want to say that this is absolutely amazing, and for the kids, it has to be really like a great experience. So love it, love that things like this are happening. Oh my God, this is awesome.
They love the apes.
Look at that smile. It's I do screenshot on one of the scene. This is not the Big Sister, Big Brother program, right? It's the other things you're teaching. But
Yeah.
like you've been using the way how you're using the IP and how much the joy, the kid loving it, and I love it. I love it. I just love it.
I think the apes represent like a lot of cool and fun stuff. So it was a no-brainer for like us to go into the classroom and kind of showcase what we've been doing the past couple of years, because it has been cool and it has been fun. And a lot of them actually like they either know what it is or they're interested in it. And to me, that's a win-win for us.
Yeah, it's brilliant. It's actually really interesting to see, because I've been testing some of the stuff on my 5-year-old as well, and and his friends and stuff. And I always thought the mutant ape is a bit too much. Like he has this like weird eyes and this and that, and too much for kids. But at the same time, there are villains, right? And they keep watching all the superhero movies and everything, and and some of the stuff, some of the monsters they see are like much worse, and they actually do laugh. That's actually a funny thing that we got from our producer of chocolate, that he keeps taking our chocolates to some trade shows and food festivals. And I think this was Norway, right? Grateful, no, he's going to Denmark now tomorrow. And in Norway, he said it was mostly popular with kids, the chocolate. So it was. We never really thought about it as like a kind of target audience, but at the same time, it's when my son got the coloring book from Byron and Grateful. He loves that thing. He keeps doing, like, he still keeps carrying it with him every once in a while. He's now asking about this Uncle Grateful, and why is he pink, and is this supposed to be pink or not? And it's just hilarious that from the kids, that the IP tested on kids, if so to say. It's actually interesting that it does work, right?
Oh yeah, they love it.
I think most of the kids love the monkey, but at the same time, like I do want to say the BoredIn IP, they having the face very emotional. So you can, for kids, they love the character having emotional. So like could be like very crazy happy or crazy sleepy, and I think that's just one of the reasons, just making each IP is so different, and also identify to ourselves and as our own image as well. So before I close up the whole conversation, and I do want to ask you guys anything final thought, and but I do want to give a close up to Waso. And how about, I see you have like a couple big painting behind you. How about like let everyone to share their final stuff, but at the same time give you a close up, you can share a little bit more your behind the painting.
Oh, the painting. Well, this is it's funny because my iPad does this thing where it like zooms in now.
Your IP only focus on you, right?
I don't know why it does that. From me. Well,
Yeah.
I have, these are the murals from the fucking Saturday event. So we hand painted it, and then over here is the mutant ape that I made. Sorry, for my boy Post as his ape, and then you have my OG ape right there with my little statue, little shrine. But yeah, no, it's been a great experience. Thank you guys for having me. Always love to share my story, and also just to inspire others. I came up as an artist from the graffiti art scene, so it's very like not the easiest space to come up in, but being part of the ape community was a lot easier because people are more open minded and stuff to trying out cool stuff. So just happy to be here.
Yeah, definitely love to having you come back as always. And every time you come here, just inspires a lot. And just giving me excuse to wear my hat as well. So you must be here, I have to wear my hat. So I want to give a close up to, I don't give a close up to you, Grateful. So because you're not showing your face, so do want to keep a close up to Tino. Behind you, I know the Obe painting, right? So do you want to share some?
Oh, it's a TV.
Yeah, it's a TV. Oh no, it's a TV. That's a painting.
Yeah, I can change it to some of my other favorite. I love the silhouette. Yeah.
You treat me very well. Like, yeah. So
yeah. So this is Kirk's silhouette. This is currently my favorite art.
Let's give you the close up. Like, if you want to share your share again or anything final thought, and just share to the audience.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much for having us. It's been exciting because this is pretty late for us. So I try to tune in to your show every once in a while. But it's so good to be here, to be able to talk about all our projects, and it's a lot happening. And as I said, we are on so many different fronts. Not only the show, but also the chocolate brand, and also right now the drop that we'll have with Grateful. Just keep an eye on it. Keep supporting people in the community, and thank you so much to you guys, to Hoarder and you, Popple, for always being there and bringing the builders together in the DM groups and over here. And so thank you, and I can't wait for Lisbon. I'm super excited about that. I think there will be some other cool stuff that many of us around and people around us are preparing. So I'm super pumped up for that and can't wait.
So pumped. And yeah, the finals after the mic I passed to Grateful. And Grateful, anything final thought you want to share with us?
Let's fucking go, everybody. So
Oh,
hype.
You should dox yourself now, just like that,
I should-
randomly.
I feel
No,
bad to. I feel better having you as a so
I will-
stinky for 2 hours or 1 hour and a half of sharing with us. And I know you're probably so sticky right now, right? After your basketball.
It's gonna be so funny in Lisbon because I did that with Showbiz and with few people that didn't know my face, and now people, oh, you saw me during the call. So damn, I can't I usually steal people's iPhones and stuff like that because they don't know who am I. So
Bro, but they always know once you say a word. Oh,
I know.
Grateful
Once you-
Ape.
I think you have your own accent. Like once you speak, I definitely know who you are. Yeah.
I know. I know. But guys, thank you so much for inviting us. It was amazing. It was great talking to you. And yeah, have fun. Enjoy the poker tonight. Tonight for us, it's probably much earlier for you, right? And yeah, let's go. Let's keep going. And, let's
So
go.
everyone's going to Lisbon, right? Is it everyone?
Yep.
Yeah, so let's party in the creators house, and I'm so excited. Oh, can't wait. Oh my goodness.
We'll do that for sure. Thank you, Popo. Thank you, guys.
Thank you,
So,
It
guys.
was a pleasure.
thank you, and nice welcome back again, and nice chat with you guys, and bye.
Thank
Ciao.
you. Bye.
Bye bye.